Welcome back. This is Mark II, and we're playing Drifter today. Drifter is a game being developed by Celsius Game Studios. It's currently in beta, and as promised, we will be doing some mining this time. But there's some big news. You look in the upper left-hand corner up there, you'll see we're on 0.5.0. We had a new release come out while I was off. I had to take a little bit of time off because of my real job and a little bit of a cold, which I'm still recovering from. Hopefully I'm at least not too bad. You can hear some mining going on in the background, and you can see we are in an asteroid belt. Did I go through the whole Drifter thing? Yeah, Celsius Game Studio. There's links in the description to Celsius and to the page that gives permission to me and presumably anybody else to make videos such as this with the music and everything. So right now we're in an asteroid belt, and I think that the 050 release didn't really do much to the whole concept of the mining in the asteroid belts and so forth. It did a lot of changes to weapons. I think it might have made the mining lasers a little bit more effective than they were. I think it's a bit faster now than it was, or that could be my imagination. I'm not really sure. But at any rate, the big changes are in weapons. So I promised to do mining this time, and I'm doing mining this time. It's going to take a lot to get caught up on the weapons. Just looking through the list of them, I haven't even messed around with any of the new ones. There's like new everything. All kind of new projectile weapons, new missiles, new rockets, new beam weapons. Everything's new, and I want to get it out as soon as I can. But as I said, this is not my real job, so I'll have to be in my own time. So anyway, this is how we go about mining. We'll approach one of these asteroids, and we'll get fairly close to it. You can see the asteroid up in the upper left on our radar that we're fairly close to it. And then you just hit it with your mining lasers, which is the only kind of laser that we have right now. Keep hitting it till it blows up. Then you got to go catch those ores. And this is one of the reasons I said you might want to do the mining before you do any kind of combat, because it does give you the opportunity. Oh, and this is another thing I wanted to demonstrate today. You can run into those things. They don't really do a lot of damage. They do some, but that was a learning experience. You can run into them. They will hit your shields, and I guess eventually you could crack up on them. But generally speaking, they're not too bad. Carbonaceous rock. We got carbonaceous rock out of that one. It doesn't matter how many you get from a particular asteroid. They're all going to be the same thing. Now that was one approach. I have another approach I like, which is to come up to the side and then hit my all stop button, which is a keypad thing. There's also on your pop-ups here, if you hit that, that's also all stop. So now we can get over here, but see how close I got to that, and I didn't even have to run into it. Blast away at that and see what we get. Okay, there we go. Now we can also use our finder thing, and that'll tell us which way to our ore. Not just our ore, but anybody else's ore, because there are copper this time. There are some other miners, and one thing I'd like to do is go find one. I heard them over there. Let's see if we can find where they are. But anyway, you can get a little bit of practice handling your ship in the mining part of the game in the asteroid belts. In this asteroid belt, the astronomers out there, astrophysicists, whoever you might be, probably are saying, well, that's a sci-fi asteroid field. Yeah, that's true. This is a sci-fi asteroid field. Our own sun Sol's asteroid belt, the average distance between asteroids is about 5 million kilometers. They're not nearly this close together. This is the way you always see them in the movies, just clustered together. In reality, if it was ever like this in an asteroid belt, it would not remain that way for long, because the asteroids would collide, and look at these over here. They would just be crushed together in a relatively short time. So now I'm not seeing the what I was hoping for, which was some other miners out here. So let me well, actually, let's go through a little bit of what you need. Obviously, there are two things that we've talked about so far that you need if you're going to be a miner. One of them is mining lasers, and the other is an asteroid belt. Beyond that, you also need a place to process the ore. So we've got, obviously, mining lasers with us, and we've got an asteroid belt. We managed to find one. They're not that hard to find. You can sit in your pilot's quarters and find them. And I'm not finding another guy. That's okay. Oh, there they are. There's somebody over there. So let's go over there and see. Now we're fairly safe in this system. I think I saw him. Might have been an illusion. Can't slipstream. Got a hazard going on over here in the asteroid belt, so we can't go over there quickly. We just have to keep going. We'll just go straight. I can let go of the accelerator because we don't go any faster than 250 meters per second in our Shrike. So yeah, there's one over there. And I want to show you this because I also want to see this for myself, because since 0.5 I haven't actually been hit by a mining laser, and that's the intention here. We're going to go and get hit by a mining laser over here, unless that was some sort of lighting glitch. But I could have sworn I saw a laser. Looks like it right there in the distance. Tell you what, let me stop the recording and I'll get you back as soon as I find one. Okay, there he is. Whoops, I got the wrong buttons. I'm pushing the wrong buttons. Okay, there we go. I think that's right. No, that's not. There we go. There he is. And let's get our shields back up after that little minor collision. And he's blasting away there. Now he stopped. It's an orca. Whoops. I'm going the wrong way again. There we go. Okay, let's let the shields get built back up again. Had another little wreck. So what I'm going to do is run right through this guy's laser. Oh, he's probably going to get another. Well, he's going to pick up that ore. I could steal his ore, but that's not really what I want to do right now. Okay, so let's bump into him. Where'd he go? There he is. He's really close to that asteroid, so I couldn't really get into the place there. Okay, there we go. Now watch. See, it makes a lot of noise, but if you look at my over on the left, if you look at the shield level that we have, it hardly does any damage at all. So you know, it's not a big deal getting hit by a mining laser. They don't do a lot of damage, which is why it's a good idea to have missiles, because sometimes these guys, for whatever reason, will go hostile and they'll attack you. So what we're going to do here is almost full. So let's just grab one more block here, and we'll head back to the station. Those guys will also steal your ore, and they'll come along and they will jump your claim. They'll get in there and they'll start blasting away at your asteroid, just like you're not even there. They won't even pay any attention. Okay, so let's go. Let's see here. Whoops, wrong button again. One of these days I'll work out how to get that a little smoother. So yeah, here you go. You don't have to do it this way. You can actually be a little better about your, or a little more rational about your navigating. But you can do it that way too, and it gives you a little practice with the okay, where's my other one? That's it. Okay, all we got left, as we can see from the lower right-hand corner, is 482. That's probably not worth trying to... my yellow just came up. That's probably because, yeah, it's probably somebody else's ore. Or it might be ours. Let's see. We'll go over here and pick it up. It doesn't look like there's another ship around, so we're probably an extra one. Let's see if there's room for one more in here. It's like a long way off, though. Here it comes, though. All right. Let's, I'm going to head over to the station, so why don't I just meet you over there. Okay, here we are at the station, and here's what we see. We've got the usual stuff, and in here it says undefined. This is where we would have ore processing down here in the bottom row middle if we had ore processing here, but we don't have ore processing here, so that's a problem because we have all of this stuff that we picked up, and here's the haul that we got. Not just now. I was after 0.5.0 came out, of course, naturally I had to go and take care of business. Because for one thing, here's part of the problem. My save games don't work. The 050 introduced some improvements to Galaxy Generation, which rendered all the old save games unplayable. So I had to go out and earn enough credits to buy mining lasers, and mining lasers are kind of pricey. So, in fact, we can go and look at that. We go over here to the ship dealer. And this will also give me a chance to show you some of the stuff that they have here now that we didn't have before. We've got plasma diffusion shields. I'm not sure if that's new. That might actually have been there before. But we have all these new things. There should be, are there any... looking for mining lasers here, and I don't see them. Either I bought them all up, or I'm not seeing them, or I bought them somewhere else. That's entirely possible because I had to find a system with an asteroid belt in order to demonstrate the mining. But here's some of the new weapons that we have. We're familiar with machine guns, particle beams, plasma cannons. Now we've got the muon blaster, gamma beam, proton pulse rifle, mass driver, and I think that's it for those kind of things. Then we've got rocket pods and missile launcher Mark II and twin missile launchers, and all kinds of additional ammunition, bullets that we've seen on the machine guns, autocannon shells, etc. Everything that you need. And we'll get into that in probably a couple of future episodes. Obviously, it's going to take a while to do comparison shopping on all of that. So, like I say, I promised to do mining this time, so we'll do mining. So, what do we need to do? How are we going to find us a system that does have ore processing? Now, I think, and this is a theory, I think we can look in here, we can zoom in on wherever we are, which right now we're over in this area. The new Galaxy Generation puts you in a random place now, I think, because we were further over to the south east of here, I think, is the way that would interpret. But at any rate, where are we now? We are in like Axie, I think is the name of it. Let's look. Where are we at right now? Yeah, Axie. See there, right there. So that, there we go. We're right there. So let's see what we can find that's close, that maybe has some kind of indication that maybe they would have that, because we can't tell from afar whether they have it or not. So let's just pick one. Let's see. Tacky. Dictatorship high tech. What I'm really looking for here is a mining place, a place that does mining. So, that one have mining? No. And this is a theory. This is my theory. Don't know if it's going to work out right or not. Mining. There. Let's set a course for that. It is one jump away, so it's relatively close. And then head on over there, and I'll just meet you at that station. We'll test my theory as to whether that mining place, which you can see it's a dictatorship mining. How safe is that? Oh, 85% is fairly safe. So that should be okay. And what I'm going to do, though, is we're going to go back in time. I'm going to play you a little bit that I recorded back in 0.4.3 in my adventure world while I was mining and trying out a different kind of ship. We were using a Percheron. And I had an incident over there, and I talk about that a little bit, and we can probably talk about it more later on. So we will see you in the distant past, back in 0.4.3, and then I'll carry on over in whatever the name of that place is, Toyi or something like that. So anyway, we'll see you in about a second from the distant past, and then we'll see you just after that in a distant solar system. Okay, I'm a little bit sick, which is why I've been away. I should have explained that by now. This is just a clip that I did from my adventure galaxy, and that is a Percheron. I have a Percheron, and I did it for a mining adventure, and I wanted to include just a little bit from this mining adventure I'm doing over in my adventure galaxy for adventure. As you can see, I'm in an asteroid belt, and that is a Percheron. The Percheron is a scow. It's basically a tramp freighter kind of vessel. You can see there, it's basically just sort of a living quarter thing. I need to stop for him. There we go. Kind of living quarters up in the front, a propulsion unit in the back, and a whole bunch of looks like cargo canisters in the middle. It has only one weapon. Right now that weapon is a mining laser. It's slow. And the only thing it has going for it is it carries a lot of cargo, 100,000 kilos. And it's fairly cheap, about 200,000 credits to buy the hull, and then you have to outfit it. So if you notice over here to the lower right, cargo capacity 1830, I'm almost full. And that's kind of what I wanted to show you. We have all this stuff in here, all different kinds of ore. Now, it kind of caught me by surprise, but just a few minutes ago, I was just minding my own business, mining, and I noticed a whole bunch of containers suddenly appeared off in the distance. There might have been a noise, I'm not absolutely sure, but apparently a ship crashed somehow or another. And there wasn't another ship around. It's not like it was a pirate or anything. But they must have crashed and left all their stuff. So I picked up 50,000 kilos of stuff, which cut my mining adventure down quite a bit. So now I'm almost full. And what I wanted to do was just go over the mining with a Percheron, which isn't much good for anything. It's definitely not a fighter. So what I like to do, I will get in there. It takes a while to bring down an asteroid with a single mining laser. Excuse me, I'm still sick. But there we go. Okay, now in order to catch those with a Percheron, it's not very fast or agile. So I'm just sitting here still. I'm going to line up on my ore, and I'm going to have to be prepared to stop very quickly. There we go. That's some nickel ore. And now I'm going to look for that other piece of ore that came off of that. Right right over there. And I try to keep the keep it simple, because this thing does not maneuver anything like a Shrike or any of the more combat-oriented craft. It handles a lot like a bathtub in a vat of molasses. So you can kind of use that to your advantage, because you can stop and approach things very, very slowly. It's like here, I can tell from my radar over here in the upper left. Actually, that ore's on the other side of him. So what we're going to do is maneuver around and try and get that ore. Look at how slow it takes. Look at how long it takes to come about in this tub. Okay. All right. I'm almost full. I'm going to get it down to less than 1,000 capacity, and then I'm going to head over to the station. The reason this is a boon of a place is this has not only an asteroid belt, but it also has ore processing. So this this fine vessel is doesn't even have jump drive. It's locked to this system. I could outfit it with jump drive, of course, but I'm not going to. I will be back in about 1 second. Alright, we're back, and here we are in Toyi, and here, see there, just like I said, ore processing. And the only reason was I just figured a mining system would probably have ore processing available. Another thing you'll see in here sometimes is material fabrication or something like that, but I don't think that works yet. I have seen it once or twice. So to do our ore processing, we first have to put our all of our stuff on the station. We can't get to it from here. But here's a thought. We have some carbonaceous rock here. Maybe we can make a little money. And while we're at it, let's look. How much do we have? We have 1,340. I made all that money and I spent it all on mining lasers. Does this guy have mining lasers? Let's see here. Autocannon. No, this guy doesn't have mining lasers either. That's kind of, look at there, they got mine launchers now. Hydra missile launcher, I've not seen one of those before. A lot of stuff. We're going to have to try all that out. Jump drive Mark III, that's new. Anyway, we don't have mining lasers in here. Take my word for it, it drained me. I took everything I could do to get a mining laser. So, and how I did that is just by running missions. So I'd go missions and I'd collect all my money from missions, and that's what I'm thinking about here. So we're going to go over here and we're going to see if there's a particular kind of mission. Yep. Astrogeology survey. All they want is a bunch of carbonaceous rock, which is the most common kind of rock there is. So let's accept that, and now let's go back and instantly see. Yep, see? We're just going to sell that for 17,000. Yeah, 17,500, whatever it worked out to be. So that was a nice payday, just that. Now we need to go back over to our docking bay, and we need to unload all of this stuff. Not that. That's our fuel antimatter. So we're going to send all this stuff over there painstakingly. Didn't really need to send the carbonaceous rock, but we did. Send it all over there. I think I've already done this, maybe. Under some guise. I believe this feels like I've done this in a video before. So maybe I have, but anyway, it's we'll just, this is a review. Call it a review. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to go over to ore processing, and in here we can see what we can make, and it tells you what you can make here. We can make a nickel, we can make a copper. That's it. We can make those two, because we don't have enough of these other ones. We've got one iron, I guess. No, wait a minute. I guess we have less than 5 iron is probably the way it works out. And we do have 5 copper though, or more maybe, but less than 10. 5 nickel. So we'll go ahead and process that, and we'll go ahead and process the copper, and that's it. Now we can go over to the stock market and we can sell our copper and our nickel. I think they're down there at the bottom. Yeah. Okay, so there we go. We'll make about 7,000 roughly. So go ahead and sell that. Yep, that's all we got. We'll sell one. And we'll go ahead and sell that. And yep, that's all we got. We'll sell that too. Alright, great. Now we got 25,450. That's enough for like one mining laser. So I'm still considerably behind the profit curve on this. But as you saw in the clip from the other adventure world in the 0.4.3, we're very limited. If you have even a Percheron, which is a low-cost, relatively low-cost ship, you can gather up lots and lots of ore and get a lot. And here's the thing. Here's where you make your money. This is the secret of it. You go up here and you look at titanium. Titanium's 146,250, and that's kind of low. It's usually right around 150,000 per unit. So you pick up a few of those, and you've paid for your Percheron or your Kodiak, which is a pretty good mining platform in my experiments in the other galaxy. So there, that's good. Adamantine is good too. That's about 50,000, right in the 50,000 range for that. We're picking up the chump change of nickel and copper, and that's the problem, because when we went to see what we had here, see, we have some titanium, but we don't have enough to make a full piece. We need like 3 more of them, and then we'd be able to get about 150,000 out of it. Adamantine, same thing, need a couple more, and then we would be able to make 50,000 from that, and we're into some real money. But when you've got a Shrike, you only have 10,000 kilogram cargo space. So, you know, that's you got to make a lot of trips to pick up enough. Whereas with a Percheron or a Kodiak, where you have, in the case of the Percheron, it's like 100,000 kilograms, and the Kodiak, I believe, is 200,000 kilogram cargo capacity. You go out on a trip, you're out there in the rocks for a long time, but when you come back, you're probably going to have, well, the Kodiak ship I did, I came back and had about 2 million credits worth of ore. Well, once it was processed, it was 2 million, and it still had some left over. So a little down payment on the next million or so. And there you're starting to get into some real cash, because you can start buying pretty much anything you want with that kind of money. You can buy whatever ship you want. If you wanted an Odyssey, that's the most expensive one right there, 2.5 million. And is that what that is? Or is that 25 million? Yeah, it's 25 million. Can't buy one of those yet, but you can get pretty close. You got 400,000 for the Vespid. That's that yellow looking orange thing. I've never tried one. They're probably fine. There's that Kodiak I was talking about. That's a pretty nice mining platform. Has a cargo capacity of 200,000 kilograms. So, and then there's the Percheron, 200,000. So that's relatively inexpensive. Orca. See, the Orca only has a 30,000 kilogram capacity, so it's bigger than a Shrike, but still not even a Percheron. But the Percheron's got no defense, so you gotta limit your activities to very safe systems. It's also only got one weapon hardpoint, so it's kind of slow going. It's yellow. That's what it has going for it. Kukri has no cargo capacity to speak of, and doesn't carry missile launchers, which is a has no launcher hardpoints, which is a problem, because that's what happens when you get out there in the asteroid belt. they can sometimes go aggro on you. They can become aggressive and attack you. The other miners, the other ships out there. I don't know why they do it. I don't know if it's something you do if you pick up their ore, because I've done that and they haven't done anything. And then on the other hand, they've also attacked me. So it's probably a random chance thing. I don't know. But at any rate, if you at least have missile launcher, you can defend yourself. Because with mining laser, as we saw earlier, you're not going to defend yourself very well. So it's good if you're going to do your mining, do it with something that has a missile launcher in it, so that you at least have a little bit of defense, at least enough to fight your way out of it. So anyway, I think that's pretty much all we need to cover for mining. It's a good way to learn how to manage, get a feel for driving your ship, and you can actually make a fair amount of money. It is the grindy part of Drifter. It's just a matter of going out there, banging the rocks, collecting the ore, bang the rocks, collect the ore. When it fills up, you go and process the ore. If you have it right, you'll find a system that has both an asteroid belt and ore processing facility. That way you don't even have to have jump drive on your ship, and you won't burn up any antimatter going back and forth between systems. So you can make some credits that way, spend your money on fancier ships and big weapon systems and so forth. So anyway, this is Mark II, and the next time we'll be talking, we're going to be getting into those new weapons, because I'm really anxious to look at them and compare them, and we'll go out there and we'll blow some stuff up. But I'm going to have to make some money first, because lost everything I made when they went to 050. But that's my problem. We'll see you next time. Thank you very much.